Yee yee yee. What's going on, y'all? You already know it's Chance. This is Be Yourself podcast, therapy sessions. You know what it is. It's time for another session. Tonight, we're talking about something that's harder than people admit, letting go of the old you. Not the you that everyone sees today, but the version of you that survived so many things you don't even talk about anymore. Letting go of the old you isn't just change, it's grief. Because even that version of you was hurting, even if that version of you was angry. Yee yee yee. What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know it's Chance. It's the Be Yourself podcast therapy sessions. You know what time it is. It's time for another session. Tonight, we're talking about something that's harder than people like to admit, even myself at times. It's letting go of the old you. And it's not the you that everyone sees today, but it's the version of you that survived so many things, you don't even want to talk about it anymore. Letting go of the old you isn't just change, it's grief. A part of you is dying. A part of you is no longer going to be there. Something that you've had for so long will no longer be there. Because even if that version of you was hurting, even if that version of you was angry, and even if that version of you was broken in some odd, weird way, it still protected you. That old you taught you how to survive pain you never asked for. So when you start growing, healing, and changing, of course, it's going to feel uncomfortable. Like I said, you're literally letting a part of you die, and death is hard, even when that's necessary. Now, look, sometimes we cling to who we used to be, not because it's healthy, but it's because it's familiar. Being broken is familiar. Being guarded is familiar. Being angry is very familiar. Sometimes chaos becomes our normal. So peace is uncomfortable. You almost feel guilty for finally wanting to be better. You almost feel like you're abandoning your own self. But listen, you're not betraying the old you. You're graduating. You're evolving. You're elevating yourself. Nobody talks about this. Growing hurts more when you've been in survivor mode for so many years because healing means slowing down enough to feel what you ignored. And that's why sometimes you want to run from old bad habits, old identities, old comfort zones, because the new you requires responsibility, discipline, self awareness, even forgiveness. And some people would rather keep bleeding than start healing. And let me tell you really quickly, if you watched or if you listened to that, what was it, the first episode, Forgiveness? I didn't speak about this part. Maybe another episode, maybe another therapy session, we'll talk about it. But just for this, the sake of this, of letting yourself go, letting yourself heal, there was a time when me and my father didn't speak for a very long time. And I tried to play like hard, like, oh, I don't need him. Like, he ain't shit. Like, I'm better off without him. Like, I got my mom. That's all I need. And I mean, to play devil's advocate, that drove me to wanting to be better and to being who I became and who I am now. So again, that had to be a whole nother therapy session because it's complex. Even though it sounds like I'm saying was good, it was bad. But the point I'm getting to is I had so much weight, so much on my shoulders from not forgiving him or speaking to him or trying to communicate and let that go. That when the time presented itself and we did have that conversation and I did forgive him and we are in a better place now, all of that imaginary weight was lifted. It was gone. I felt different. I wasn't holding on to the anger anymore. I wasn't holding on to that pain anymore. And that anger and that pain, I was using in my music, using in my writing. It was even like showing itself in certain relationships because the trust wasn't there. The abandonment issues, the getting close to someone for them to do me dirty and to leave me. All that being gone felt so much better. And I felt different. I felt lighter. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it was my experience and why I'm here to say it's okay to let that part of you go and let a part of you die because it does get better. So, letting go of the old you means this: you stop proving yourself, you stop explaining yourself, you stop forcing yourself into rooms you've outgrown, you start moving with purpose, you start showing up for yourself, you start honoring your peace. And people who only knew the old you will say, wow, he's different. She's different. They've changed. But the truth is, you just finally came home to yourself. A lot of people don't believe or didn't believe who I've become as I started my growth journey, as I started changing who I was and becoming who I'm supposed to be or who I am now. You know, they were used to the old me. So they're like, oh, this must be a trick. This must be some kind of play so that he can get something out of this. And when they found out, oh, he's really like this now. It was, I think it pleasantly surprised them that I was different. And it was a better feeling. And my relationships with those people and new people that come into my life is way better than it's ever been. Because again, I'm not holding on to anger. I'm not holding on to pain. So if you're listening right now and you feel like you're stuck between who you were and who you're trying to become, this is your reminder. You are allowed to outgrow the version of yourself that was created by pain. And I am the author of pain. Hell, my music mixtapes were called Pain and Music, and there's four of them. So trust me, we're like 13 joints each. So trust me, I know pain. You are allowed to evolve without apologizing to anybody. You are allowed to be brand new. That old you, yeah, it got you here. You can honor them. You can respect that. But the new you is who takes you forward, who takes you where you want to be, who takes you to the place that you envisioned yourself to be. So let it go. Gently, of course, because you're not losing yourself. You're becoming yourself, which is what I've always said. Be yourself. Now listen, although it seems short, our time is up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for continuing to listen. If you started on volume one or session one, session two, and you stayed and you followed and you subscribed, thank you. If this is your first time in it, you feel like this might have hit you the way it needed to hit you. Please, if you're on audio, follow. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. Continue to be in these sessions with me. Let's talk. Let the part version, well, not the part, but the past, let the past version of yourself rest in peace. It did its job. It got you here. But now allow your future version to finally breathe. Protect your growth. Honor your evolution. And always, like I said, yeet, yeet, yeet. Be yourself.